Now the question here is the given pathology in image is most probably is, and if we see here, we see the section of a brain. Okay, so this is brain, and here you'll be seeing some necrosis. Okay, now we have already discussed the types of the necrosis. I'll just give you the brief review of that. So types of necrosis. In the types of necrosis, the first type of necrosis is your coagulative necrosis. Now in the coagulative necrosis, what generally happens? These involve the important organs. So what are the organs which are generally involved in this? These are heart, then you have your kidney, liver. So the solid organs are there, but the brain is not involved. So brain is the exception here. Okay. Now the second one is the liquefactive necrosis. Now when we talk about the liquefactive necrosis, and the most common organ that shows this particular necrosis is your brain. Okay, then you can see it in the abscesses. Wherever you see the abscesses, there will be liquefactive necrosis, and that can be also seen in the pancreatitis. Okay, so these are certain important examples of the liquefactive necrosis. Then comes the third form, that is known as the caseous necrosis, and this caseous necrosis here is basically a combination. It has the features which are combination of coagulative and your liquefactive necrosis. Okay, and it is generally seen in tuberculosis. In the tuberculosis, you will be seeing this in lungs, of course, and there will be cheese-like appearance that will be seen in this particular section. So whatever organ is given, you have to just select the correspondent necrosis. That will be the most probable answer in that case. Now one more necrosis is given in the example, in the options here, is the fibrinoid necrosis. Now this is something which is very interesting. Actually what happens, the blood vessels are there. In the blood vessels, what happens, on the walls of these blood vessels, there is a deposition of antigen antibody complex. Okay, so these are certain antibodies which will be forming complex with the antigen, and they will be deposited on the walls of blood vessels. Now due to the deposition of these antigen antibody complexes on the blood vessels, on the walls of the blood vessels, there will be permeability, increase in the permeability, and that will lead to leakage of the fibrinogens. Fibrinogen starts leakage from the walls, which has become permeable due to the deposition of the antigen antibody complexes on the blood walls vessels. Okay, and that's why it is known as fibrinoid necrosis. Now remember, here you won't find deposition of the fibrinogen, only the leakage of the fibrinogen will be there, but deposition of antigen and antibody complex will be there, and that is very important and confusing thing. So it is generally seen in the hypertension, whenever there is malignant hypertension, as well as you can see these in the Ascough bodies. Where does these bodies found? These are generally seen in rheumatic heart disease. Rheumatic heart disease. So this is something about the different kind of necrosis which you have to remember, and you will be getting correct option by correct answer by just identifying the organs attached to it. If we just discuss about the fat necrosis, yes, there will be destruction of the fat seen in different parts of the body. It is also seen in acute pancreatitis. Now you should not get confused between the fat necrosis and liquefactive necrosis. If the pancreatitis is seen in both liquefactive as well as fat necrosis, you will be having other findings, okay, to identify that particular necrosis. Then there is a gangrenous necrosis also, okay, which is not a pathological entity, but it is a clinical term, okay, and there can be both kind of necrosis, wet as well as your dry necrosis or dry gangrenous necrosis. So wet necrosis generally show liquefactive kind of necrosis. So this is gangrene actually. Wet gangrene generally show liquefactive kind of necrosis, while dry show the dry gangrene generally show the coagulative. Okay, so these are certain examples which we have to remember, And if you go back to the question, you will be able to find that this is brain, and here you will be seeing there is necrosis, and if you try to see it, you will be seeing this looks quite wet, watery surface is there. It should be pus discharge from there, and yes, this is going to be none other than your liquefactive necrosis of brain, which is caused by enzymatic activities. So the enzymatic hydrolysis occurs here, where the whole abscess or the whole tissue is turned into liquid, and that's why we call it liquefactive necrosis. So answer to this question is going to be your second, that is liquefactive necrosis of brain.